the board. This morning we have the opportunity to recognize Mr. Mark Lamb for his years of service with Navajo County. Mark, if you want to come on up. Mark has been with Navajo County for over 8 years and been such an asset to Navajo County. He's got so much passion and energy. He's always got a smile on his face and just one of the nicest guys you'll ever meet. He's been a true champion for Navajo County and in particular our health plan, as he stood up here before and shared with you his story. And I'm honored and humbled to be a part of that story. Mark is a great man. We wish him the best in his retirement. I do want to invite Rick Denton up here too to share a few words, and then we'll have Mark share a few words too.
Thank you, Eric, for putting me on the spot. Board, thank you. I could be up here all day to talk about Mark. He's a good man, a good Christian man, good worker, and a better friend. So, Mark, I appreciate you, and I hope for nothing but the best for you and your family. So, on this next journey. So, thank you, and thank you for everything you've done for us.
Thank you. That was nice. Thank you. Yeah, my name is Mark Lamb. Can everybody hear me all right? I guess so. Anyways, a couple of years ago, I walked in here and I thanked everybody for this miraculous Edison program that you put me on. I was diagnosed with terminal cancer, and one specialist said I was past the point of chemo, radiation, or anything else. Went and got another opinion. I'm glad my wife is here today in Tucson, and she was there, and he told me right in front of her and our son that I just had months to live. I got to crying and bawling. Mayo Clinic turned me down. I was driving a water truck out here on a dirt road in Snowflake. Mayo Clinic called me up. They turned me down. I didn't know what to do, so I just started crying and bawling. I just had a complete mental breakdown. I wasn't a broken man. I was just a shell of a human being. I don't want to go out like that. Nobody does. But anyways, the very next morning, I asked God. I looked up at the sky, and I'm not a member of any church or nothing, but I said, if you don't help me, I guess nobody's going to, and nobody can. Will you help me? And I've told this story all over California, it seems like. But the very next morning, Eric Scott called me, and I'll never forget that. He said, Mark, this just fell out of the sky. This guy, we got a hold of this guy, and he's going to help you. Well, he really has. It's called Edison Health. And you put him there. And I brought you some hats. I don't want to talk too long here, but there's so much I need to tell you. Since I got to going out there to California, I even went and told my story to a Jewish synagogue in Los Angeles. They went crazy over it. They've written a script about it, and they're going to try to make a movie about it and put it on Netflix. They're writing a book about it, but they're changing the narrative quite a bit, I think, But they are going to give me a little segment to talk on the power of prayer. And at first I thought, power of prayer? Me? But then, why not me, I guess? But I want to let all of you know on this board, you're a part of this miraculous thing that's happened to me. And I brought you these hats, and there's a little story behind that. But I want to read you something. For the last 18 months, this is the news I've been getting. This is I'll just read you this short thing. It's from a CAT scan that I just got. All my blood work showed good for the last year and a half. They say it's better than their blood. And this is what they say. No evidence of recurrent or metastatic disease in the chest, abdomen, and pelvis. And I've been getting that for 18 months. So me and my wife decided it's time for me to try to retire, And I'm so thankful to you. Every one of you. You know, there's going to come a time in your lives when Jesus is going to say to you, when I had nowhere to go and no treatment, no help, you found a way for me to get help. And this applies to Eric Scott too, and Jason. And I wish Bob Ripley was here. Jason from Mahoney Group. And you're going to say, well, when did I ever do that for you? And he's going to tell you, inasmuch as you've done it for one of these little ones, Mark Lamb, that believes in me, you've done it for me. There's a lot more happening here than just building roads and stuff like that. So I want to thank you. I really do. This comes from my heart. I got my best clothes on. I wore that same $300 cowboy hat, and I don't wear it for anything other than stuff like this. But I want to give all of you a hat, and because I didn't know what to do for you, but this is what me and my wife could afford. See the L2 brand on there? That's the last place they could find cancer spread throughout my body. And it means more than that, because this L2 is my dad's cattle brand he got in 1952. And he always said it stands for 2 lambs. Well, my dad passed away a couple of years ago. And so, and you guys wrote me a letter. I appreciate that. Condolence from my dad. So I want all of you to pick out a hat. You can go hang it on your wall. You can wear it. You can throw it away. You can throw darts at it. When I give something to somebody, it's theirs. It's not mine anymore. So I want all of you to pick a hat out. I'll put them on the table right here. Just point at it, and I'll take it to you, because this was in the L2 vertebrae in my spine. There's also my dad's brand. And I don't know if you guys believe in this type of thing where those on the other side can help us. I didn't before, but I do now. In fact, I know they do. So if you don't mind, the board and Brian Layton, you were very instrumental in keeping me here when I first started 8.5 years ago. I almost left, but you were very instrumental. And so I want to give one to you, and I want to give one I want Ricky Denton and Eric Scott, especially Eric Scott, to pick one out. So I'll put them on the table here. You just point to them, and I'll take them to you, all right? I cannot say enough about Eric. I got to do this, Eric. I ain't afraid. I want to thank you. You know, nobody really knows when you're dealing with cancer what's going to happen in the future, but only God knows. But this much I do know. As of today, this day and time, I'm absolutely cancer-free. All my blood work is good, and I won't be on the Edison Health no more, I'm pretty sure. But you know, another miracle has happened. The big Pfizer Pharmaceutical Corporation, they're a $1 trillion company. Now they have agreed. I've never met these people, but they have agreed they're going to pay for my travel and my treatments if I need more. And that, you know, as this story just keeps going and going and going, I'm just amazed at our Father. I don't even call him our Father anymore. It's got so much personal and intimate with me. He's my heavenly dad, because nobody but him could have done what he done. But I want to tell all of you that he used you to do it, and the people right here. So thank you very much. God bless all of you.
All right. Any comments before we move on from the board? Supervisor Seymour?
Chair, if I could. Mark, I want to thank you for being here today. I want to thank you for your friendship. Mark and I went to high school together, and we played sports together, and we had an opportunity he was one of my clients for years in the insurance business. And if you know Mark for years, it was Mark, a trailer, a backhoe, and a dump truck. And he was the one man who earned a living, and he did everything, and he provided for his sweet wife, and his family was everything to him. And I remember him coming in years and years ago and saying, "Daryl, do you know the stats of the first football game Sholo Cougars played?" No, I didn't, but he did. You know, he's the type of guy that remembers his people, he remembers friends. Mark, I'm going to tell you, there's another L in here. It's maybe the silent L, but the one you talked about greatly today, and that's the Lamb of God. He's one of the L's in your life, too. And so I just thank you for your testimony, for your testament of having hope, having prayer, having faith. And thank you for our city people, our county people who worked tirelessly to make sure that he had the health care that he needed to be here today. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Any other comments or questions? I'll just echo, Mark, thanks for coming and being willing to share your story. We've enjoyed having you here in Navajo County. It's been a blessing, and appreciate you willing to be. You came up and shared before, but again today, and it was uplifting and something that was really appreciated. So thank you. Glad to have you here with us, and wish you the best in your retirement.